What's up, baby? Welcome here to Pit Boxing with Jimmy James. Here, host of Golden Era. I just want to talk about a few things here. Welcome to this channel, Golden Era. We're mostly a channel that speaks in Spanish, the truth about boxing. We believe in unifications. We believe in the old school way of boxing, which is basically, undisputed. Undisputed champions should happen, no matter what division you're in. We have like literally 17 divisions, and nobody's actually doing shit. There's so many belts around that it's almost ridiculous that boxing is the way that it is right now. Before, when there was just one belt, it was fine that you had two belts, then you got three belts, and then all the four belts, and then you start getting all these interim and regular belts, and now you get these diamond belts and all these different belts. It just makes for chaos in boxing. So we believe in one phase, one name, one champion in Golden Era, and that's the type of boxing that we actually sponsor, right? So anyway, to get in that, subscribe to this channel if you like it. I do streams in Spanish and also in English too. So I want to talk a little bit about what's going on in boxing right now, especially with Jermall Charlo, with Maul. I've seen Charlo fight many times. He's a good fighter. He definitely has everything it takes to be a champion, and one that would actually do fairly well in history if he actually was more consistent. Um, for many years, the Charlo brothers have been one of the most controversial figures in boxing. Now, for the most part, Jermall Charlo, um, unlike his brother Jermell, has been the one that's been really ducking most fighters. If you think about it, Jermell Charlo has been 154, and he's basically fought um, a lot of people in his division. He fought a lot of good boxers in his division, a lot of American talent, which makes it harder because I'm on the type of person that believes that the more you fight American fighters, the better it is for your legacy. Because Americans, in general, as far as the boxing is concerned, they tend to be the number one in the world. And then you got Mexico, and then you got England, and yada yada yada. So Jermall Charlo is actually done a fairly good job in fighting, um, with a lot of good fighters. And to me, what I don't understand is why Jermall Charlo has taken this route of avoiding fighters. For many years, the Charlo brothers had avoided Dimitris Andrade. Now, it is true that in the beginning, when Dimitris Andrade was in his contract, he had a chance to actually fight the Charlo brothers. This is many years ago, and he decided to go with a different promotional company. It didn't work out too well for Andrade, and then what happened is the promotional company ended up hurting Andrade, which in turn, the Charlos didn't want to fight him anymore. So because they thought that he left his agreement with them. However, many years have passed from that, and since then, and since that instance, Andrade has been calling both of the brothers for most of his career, and he did likely so in 154. He also did that in 160, and no call. He even actually went to their press conferences and spoke to them and said, "Hey, listen, I won the fight. What's going on? You scared of me? Let's fight. Let's get it on." And the Charlo brothers were giving a lot of excuses to not fight Andrade. Now, there's been times where they left the stadium after watching a fight and they encounter each other and said, "Okay, let's make this happen, whatever, whatever." And they looked at each other, you know, um, say, you don't want to fight me, whatever, whatever. But the Charlo brothers don't want to fight. I mean, that's for sure. And especially Jermall Charlo. Jermall Charlo does not want Dimitris Andrade. Okay, I don't understand why he's so paranoid with Dimitris Andrade. I do believe he has a chance to beat Dimitris Andrade. However, I can see that he's afraid of another American fighter. So American boxers, especially black boxers, tend to be the most avoided when it comes down to fights. But when it comes down to black boxers, they avoid other black boxers, especially if they're American. And that's what we see with Charlo avoiding Dimitri Sandra. Dimitri Sandra wants that fight. He's called him up many times, and there's no reason why he shouldn't be unifying any belts with Andre. I mean, he should be unifying those belts with him. I mean, fighting Sergey Derevchenko doesn't do anything for his career. Sergey Derevchenko is a small, to me, he's a small frame boxer. I mean, he fought. I mean, there's rumors that he fought at 160, 168 before, but he's a small guy. He's not a really a big guy compared with Charlo. So the length advantage was always for Charlo, and I don't see that as a victory for Charlo. I see that more as a victory for Derevchenko, because Derevchenko is the one who has the most balls. Derevchenko fought against Jacobs. He fought against Gennady Golovkin, Go Go Girl, who avoids Andrade and avoids also Jermall Charlo, and he also he also fought what's his name, the Daniel Jacobs, Go Go Girl, yeah. So he's fought Charlo, Go Go Girl, and Jacobs. So I got to give a lot of respect to Derevchenko, because he's taken the fights that most people wouldn't take. Most people would rather conserve that zero and just keep it, keep that record overinflated, fighting people who nobody gives two royal shits about, and then keep going forward with their career, right? Not risking, okay? But he didn't do that. He fought, the best that was available in his division, right? So Jermall Charlo, he doesn't want to take that same risk, because he knows that Dimitris Andrade's style might be difficult to counteract. Okay, Dimitris Andrade is a very slick boxer. Okay, he's very loose. Uh, he moves literally like a monkey in the fucking ring. When he moves, he just moves, throws his shots. He gets down, bam, throws the. It's really hard to catch him when he's actually fighting. He's very slick. He knows how to move. He knows how to turn. He knows how to use his jab very well. He has power when he needs to use it. He hasn't knocked out anybody, but to be honest with you, when he's completely dominating the fight, I mean, there's really no controversy. He shouldn't be. He doesn't need to knock out somebody if he completely dominates them. I mean, Fleming with the junior for many years didn't knock out anybody, and you know, and and he still won, right? So if the knockout comes, that's cool, but that's not what you should be looking at. You should be looking at his style. When you saw Maciel Sulecki and his fight against Daniel Jacobs, he looked pretty slick. I mean, he was Sulecki was actually pretty slick against Jacobs, but when he fought Andrade completely annihilated completely just destroyed Sulecki's mind. He was just too versatile, too much movement, too many unorthodox moves. So eventually, that's one of the reasons why most people avoid Dimitris Andrade. I believe that was one of the reasons why Canelo Alvarez didn't want Dimitris Andrade, because he knew that his style is really good, is really difficult. Even Terence Crawford once said that the closest thing to me is Dimitris Andrade at 160. He actually said that in a press conference one time. So that tells you a lot of what you need to know about Dimitris Andrade and why Charlo is avoiding him. Jermall Charlo is avoiding him. Okay, he doesn't want that smoke. Dimitris Andrade through Eddie Hearns, they brought an offer to Charlo. They said, "Listen, we'll fight you for $7 million. Let's just make the fight happen." And they never got an answer from Charlo. But a lot of you fuckers are saying that, "Oh, it's okay. He doesn't need to fight him. He doesn't need to do this. He doesn't need to do that." Well, bro, if he doesn't need to do any of that, the question is simple: how can you say how can you accuse Canelo of ducking other boxers, which I completely agree that he does that, putting hydration clauses and all this nonsense, to get an advantage over his opponents. But then here comes Jermall Charlo, and you're fucking saying that it's okay what he does. Man, get the fuck out of here. Like, what's the double standard? The double standard is stupid. It doesn't make sense. You can't support Canelo Alvarez and you can't support what Jermall Charlo is doing at the same time and saying you're a fan of boxing. That's fucking bullshit. That's fake as fuck. In fact, that's insecure shit. You know, they both are fucking ducking the same boxers. Okay, and he doesn't want that smoke of unification. He doesn't want to unify with Andrade. Now you can say whatever the fuck you want, whatever excuses you want to take, whatever you think it's better for you, but it's not going to change the fact that he is not unifying against Dimitris Sandra. He could take that fight, and and he would earn more money. If you're coming about the money, he would have definitely made more money than fighting against Deryachenko. So what's the fucking excuse? And it's a unifying fight, which means he would have two belts right now. He would have two belts right now, WBL and the WBC. So once again, this is the double standards that I can't stand in boxing. How people just criticize the one boxer, but then they want to protect the boxer that's doing the same thing. Come on, come with that bullshit with somebody else. Now he's also called out David Benavidez. David Benavidez said he would love to have that fight, and then and he came all aggressive. Charlo did, calling him a bitch. I'll fuck you up. I want to tear you up. You don't stand a chance. Blah 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 blah. And then when Benavidez responded to Charlo, now he's saying that he needs to get vaccinated, he needs to get an extra test, and just some weak shit, that you would hear from somebody who just ducks. Okay, so it's not difficult to understand why he's ducking Dimitri Sandra and why he would do the same thing with Jermall Charlo, because that poses a risk against him. Okay, that's that simple. So, you know, in the end of the day, that's what we're seeing in boxing. And now he's saying that he wants a catch weight against against Benavidez. Bitch, why you want a catch weight? You say you will go up there to 168 and you will fight this man. Okay, that came from your fucking mouth. Okay, now you want to fucking catch weight. Now that it's getting real. Now that what's his name, Benavidez is ready to give you that that beef. Now he wants to go down and fuck you up. He says, "Come up here. You say you're gonna beat me in my division? That's cool. Come up here and fuck me up." And now you wanna put a catch weight like a bitch, man. How can you? I don't understand these boxing fans, man. Like, it is what it is. So it's just crazy to me. It's just crazy to me how Jermall Charlo is really beefed up. I mean, they really airheaded this dude. He thinks he's the real shit. I mean, I know he has the money, he has the cars and whatever and all that crap. But as far as his boxing legacy, it's shit right now. Okay, he is nowhere near anything stardom when it compares to other American boxers that came in the past. I mean, this guy hasn't fought anybody, and he already thinks he's already in cloud nine. So he needs to fight Dimitri Sandra, and he definitely needs to fight Dimitri Sandra and shut people up, and then he needs to actually take on David Benavidez, because David Benavidez went out saying, "Charlo, you're a bitch, and you don't want to actually, you don't want to fight me. I called you out, and now what? Now what? What's up? Now you want to put a catch weight, man? Come on, get out of here. You me get vaccinated, man. Shut the fuck up, man. Get that fight him, and whether you win or lose, who cares? At least you show that you're not afraid, that you wanted to fight the best, which is what we want in boxing. We want the best to fight the best, and you're not getting that shit. Why? Because a lot of people who are fans of these sort of boxers are sold out to their race, or they're sold out to their nationality or whatever, but they're not actually seeing what boxing is about, is to fight the best. And we don't give credit to the ones who fight the best. We just decide to give credits to the ones who are undefeated. But you can beat a lot of bums, be undefeated, and what does that mean? It means nothing. If you fight the best, you're going to lose. It's just part of boxing. So unfortunately, that's the type of generation that we have in boxing right now. We have a lot of people who are very insecure about their boxing. They don't want to. They don't want to do it old school style, fight everybody. They don't want to do that, and instead they rather follow the Mayweather Canelo Alvarez theme of boxing, which is basically keep bloating your record till you eventually, cash out, fighting bums, and every once in a hundred moons, fight this good guy, and that will elevate your record into legacy. Blah 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 blah, which is fucking bullshit. So anyway, I'll just end my stream here. I'm gonna start another one in a few seconds. So stay tuned. Sign up here in Pit Boxing here with Jimmy James. Also sign up for Golden Era if you speak Spanish and in English. So if you speak Spanish, sign up in Facebook. We have an account there too, and little by little, we're going to grow as a community and just say the things that we are. We're not afraid to speak our mind here. So, thank you so much for watching this stream, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.